7 Decorating Mistakes that Make Beautiful Homes Look Cheap. Have you ever walked into a beautifully decorated room and thought, something just doesn't feel right? The furniture may be lovely, the colors may be fashionable, and the accessories may even be expensive. Yet somehow the room feels cheaper than it should. This is especially easy to notice in a tiny Paris studio, where every object is visible and every decorating decision matters. The good news is that creating an elegant home has surprisingly little to do with how much you spend. More often, it comes down to proportion, restraint, light, texture, and knowing when to stop. One of the quickest ways to make a home feel inexpensive is to make everything look as though it was purchased on the same afternoon from the same showroom. Matching sofa, matching chairs, matching tables, matching lamps. It may be convenient, but it removes personality. Parisian interiors often feel collected rather than manufactured. Imagine a small apartment with one beautifully worn wooden chair, a simple linen sofa, an old brass lamp, and a modern side table. Nothing matches perfectly, yet everything belongs together. That slight tension between old and new is what makes a room feel personal, sophisticated, and genuinely lived in. There is a natural temptation, particularly in a small apartment, to believe that every empty space needs something. A basket here, a plant there, another little table in the corner, perhaps a decorative object on the floor. But empty space is not wasted space. It allows the eye to rest. In a compact Paris studio, this becomes even more important. A single beautiful chair beside an empty wall can look far more intentional than 3 decorative pieces fighting for attention. Elegance often comes from knowing what not to add. Sometimes the most expensive-looking decision you can make is simply leaving a little room to breathe. Small accessories can be charming, but too many of them can quickly turn sophistication into visual noise. 10 inexpensive objects rarely create the same impression as 2 or 3 carefully chosen pieces. Think about an old Parisian apartment with a marble mantel, a vintage mirror, and one ceramic vase holding a few branches. The composition feels calm because each object has space around it. Instead of collecting decorations simply because they are attractive, ask yourself whether each piece contributes something to the room. Does it add texture, history, color, or personality? If it does none of those things, perhaps the room would actually look better without it. Lighting is one of the most overlooked elements of interior design, yet it can completely change how a room feels. A beautiful apartment under one harsh ceiling light can suddenly look flat, cold, and ordinary. The same room illuminated by a small table lamp, a wall sconce, and a warm floor lamp can feel intimate and sophisticated. This is one reason Parisian interiors often appear so atmospheric. Instead of asking only, "Is the room bright enough?" ask, "Where should the light fall?" Soft pools of light create depth, highlight beautiful textures, and make even a modest apartment feel more thoughtful. Here is a decorating mistake that can make even expensive furniture look wrong: choosing pieces that are simply too large or too small for the room. In a compact apartment, proportion becomes almost a form of architecture. A huge sofa can overwhelm a small living area, while tiny furniture can make the room feel strangely unfinished. The goal isn't necessarily to buy miniature furniture. Instead, choose pieces with the right visual weight. A slim-legged armchair, a narrow console, or a round cafe table can provide comfort without making the room feel crowded. When furniture fits the room naturally, the entire space begins to feel more expensive. A room can have beautiful colors and still feel flat if everything has the same surface. Imagine a small living room where the sofa, curtains, rug, and cushions are all made from similar smooth fabrics. Nothing catches the eye. Now introduce a velvet cushion, a slightly weathered wooden table, a woven rug, polished brass, and perhaps cool marble beside warm linen. Suddenly, the room has depth. Parisian decorating is particularly good at this because it combines materials with different histories and sensations. Texture gives a small room visual richness without requiring more furniture, more decorations, or a larger budget. Trends can be useful for inspiration, but copying an entire trend can make a room feel temporary. A beautiful home should still feel appropriate several years from now. This is particularly important for anyone drawn to the timeless character of French interiors. Instead of recreating a trend exactly as it appears online, take one idea and interpret it through your own home. Perhaps you love a deep green wall, an antique mirror, or a curved chair. You don't need all three simply because they are fashionable together. The most sophisticated rooms usually contain elements that feel personal rather than perfectly synchronized with the current decorating cycle. Another subtle mistake is decorating according to what a room is supposed to look like rather than how you actually live in it. A tiny apartment may look beautiful in a photograph with an empty coffee table and perfectly arranged cushions, but real life requires somewhere to put a book, a cup of tea, or a pair of reading glasses. The best interiors accommodate those ordinary moments without looking chaotic. A small side table beside a favorite chair, for example, can be both practical and elegant. When a room supports your daily rituals, it begins to feel authentic, and authenticity is one of the strongest ingredients of timeless design. There is something wonderfully reassuring about old Parisian apartments. They rarely look perfect. The wooden floor may show its age. A mirror might have a slightly imperfect frame. An antique chair may have a few marks from decades of use. Yet these imperfections often make the room feel richer rather than poorer. When everything is brand new and perfectly polished, a home can sometimes feel like a furniture showroom. A little patina introduces history. It suggests that the room has been lived in, loved, and gradually assembled. That sense of history is difficult to buy and impossible to manufacture convincingly. One of the biggest misconceptions about elegant interiors is that sophistication requires a large decorating budget. In reality, many of the visual qualities associated with expensive homes are relatively simple. Good proportions, thoughtful lighting, restrained decoration, natural materials, and consistency. In a small Paris studio, these principles can be even more powerful because there is less space to hide mistakes. A modest wooden table can look extraordinary beneath warm light. A second-hand mirror can become the focal point of an entire wall. A linen curtain can soften a window. The secret is not spending more. It is choosing more carefully. Sometimes the best makeover begins by removing things rather than buying new ones. Stand in the doorway of your room and look at it as though you were seeing it for the first time. What immediately catches your eye? Is there one object that feels out of place? Is a surface too crowded? Is furniture blocking the natural flow? This process of editing is remarkably powerful. Parisian interiors often feel effortless because there is a sense of discipline behind them. Every piece doesn't need to demand attention. Some objects can simply support the atmosphere while one or two pieces become the quiet stars. If you are decorating a compact apartment, try thinking in layers rather than quantities. Begin with the architecture and natural light. Then introduce furniture with sensible proportions. Add one or two strong materials such as wood, marble, brass, linen, or velvet. Finally, bring in personal objects that have meaning rather than simply filling shelves. This approach creates depth without clutter. It also gives you permission to decorate slowly. Instead of trying to finish the apartment in one weekend, let it evolve. Some of the most beautiful rooms feel special precisely because they appear to have grown naturally over time. After all these mistakes, there is one principle that connects everything. Beautiful homes are usually edited with intention. They aren't necessarily larger, newer, or more expensive. They simply have a clear sense of what belongs and what doesn't. In a tiny Parisian apartment, this might mean keeping an old architectural detail visible instead of covering it, choosing one dramatic lamp instead of 5 ordinary ones, or allowing a beautiful empty wall to remain completely untouched. The room becomes elegant when every decision has a reason, and perhaps that is why the most memorable interiors don't feel decorated at all. They feel like someone lives there beautifully. So if your home feels slightly cheaper than you want it to, don't assume you need a complete renovation or a shopping spree. Start by looking at the 7 mistakes we explored. Matching everything too closely, filling every corner, overusing small decorations, relying on harsh lighting, ignoring proportion, forgetting texture, and following trends too literally. Then begin editing. Remove one unnecessary object. Improve one light. Rearrange one piece of furniture. Introduce one beautiful texture. These small changes can completely alter the atmosphere of a room. Because ultimately, timeless elegance isn't about having more. It's about making better choices and giving the beautiful things you already have enough space to be noticed.